the foundation of the cloud, how to build the cloud, what are the components of the cloud, what are all kind of business things related to the cloud. But I would like to concentrate on another aspect of the cloud, which from my point of view is equally important, and this is how end users can access the cloud, how they can access the infrastructure, but what is even most important, how they can access their applications and their data, because this is actually what whole IT is all about. So up to now it was quite, I would say, easy and quite straightforward, because accessing of the data was just sitting in front of the monitor, which is connected to the PC, and accessing the data and working on the computer. But now what we are facing is the situation which is called post-PC era. And what do I mean by that, and what I would like to talk about in this presentation. So, like I say, up to now, the situation was very straightforward. The user had his PC with most typically Windows, with applications installed on the computer, or clients of applications which were running on servers in server rooms or data centers. Actually, the only problem when selecting the PC for the user was the selection of the vendor and the model of PC. And then the situation was quite straightforward, because when the model was chosen by the company, there was a purchase. Windows was most probably pre-installed on the computer, applications were installed, the computer was given to the user, and he was using it until the end of life of this PC, and then the procedure repeated itself. So once again, a vendor was chosen, a new model was chosen, and so on and so on. But now, the situation is changing, because now there are, with the change of technology which we are observing, there are many questions which have to be asked. And what kind of questions are those? Well, in the first place, we not only have PCs. Actually, I would even say we don't have PCs anymore, because it's harder and harder to get the PC, and actually if somebody is talking about the PC, he is most typically talking nowadays about the laptop rather than the PC. But in addition to PCs, we have smartphones, we have tablets. One of our sponsors of this conference, Samsung, is for instance delivering those. But there is a much bigger variety of those. There's a big proliferation, I would say, of those access devices. Each and every user nowadays is using definitely much more than one device. This typically laptop, but most people will at the same time use a smartphone. Many of them will have a tablet. So several access devices. Where those users will work? Well, they will this is not something that was typical a couple of years ago, when the PC was accessed from the desk at which this user was working. Nowadays, people want to use those devices everywhere. Another question, how many applications they are using. There are applications for PCs, for laptops, but there are applications for mobile devices. And this is a huge market. I will show it later on. But there is an interesting thing. This market for applications is so big that actually those applications for mobile devices are not called applications anymore. They are called apps. And there are a lot of app stores delivering those apps for mobile devices. Another thing, which architecture is used in those devices. Then we are talking about the cloud. Well, how those access devices relate to the cloud? What about support? What about the data, where the data is located? Is it located on this device? Is it located somewhere in the data center, somewhere on the server, somewhere in the cloud? What are the risks related to that? What is the role of IT? So many questions which lead to the such situation that actually when we look at how people are working and what are their expectations, they are completely different from that what we are experiencing in the past. So once again, people would like to have access to their applications, to their data, not only from the desktop computer, but from much broader range of those access devices. And like I said, majority of people, more than 97% of people carry with them at least 2 devices. So their smartphone, which used to be some time ago a mobile, but now this is a smartphone which has access to, which is not only the phone, but has access to different kind of applications, and at the same time it's a camera. At the same time it has much many more features. Then majority of users would like to be able not only to use this access device for their corporate applications, but want to have on this device their private applications, which they would like to use for the private use, and at least 40% of users want to do that and do that. Then I already mentioned this apps market, so market of applications for mobile devices. And we, according to, actually not only us, but according to majority analyst companies, the market of those mobile applications by 2015 will be almost $40 billion. So a huge, really huge market. Then access devices. I was talking about all those tablets, all those smartphones, and already in 2010, number of smartphones and tablets which were sold in this year was bigger than the number of PCs which were sold. By PCs, I mean stationary desktops and laptops together. In 2015, it seems that the shipment of cell phones, smartphones will be more than 1 billion pieces, and more than 300 million tablets will be sold. So different devices and also different operating systems is again another aspect of those devices which users have. So this is not only Windows anymore, this is not only Linux anymore, this is not only Mac OS, but there are all kind of operating systems like Android for mobile devices, so big variety of operating systems. Well, what does it mean for IT? Well, a lot of pressure, definitely. Pressure coming from the users because of this way of users want to access their devices, variety of big proliferation of devices, variety of applications, different operating systems. And then there is a pressure from the business to effectively access applications and data by the users, but at the same time to maintain agility. So think about the budget, do more with less. And again, there is compliance and security. So altogether, there's sort of a vicious spiral for IT. I believe this slide was already shown, but let me repeat it. With time, the number of applications which are being developed for operating systems, not only for Windows, but also for operating systems, so those two bluish parts of the plot are related to operating systems, is going down. And obviously the number of applications which are operating system neutrals is growing, and already in 2011, so last year, there was a cross point, and starting from last year, the number of applications which are developed for non-operating system environments will be bigger and bigger, and by 2020, analysts assume, this is Gartner. Gartner assumed that there will be something like only 10% of applications developed for Windows. Okay, so I was I was talking up to now about the general situation, so where is VMware and all that? How we try to to help ourselves in this journey, in this transition to this post-PC era. We are offering end-user computing platform. And what is generally this platform, how we see it, how we see that our users can implement their platform in their environments. So basically, there are three siloed environments in which users keep their applications. One is our PCs or laptops or generally Windows-based devices where users keep their applications, where users keep their data. The second environment is the cloud environment. So mobile applications, maybe software as a service applications, or another applications which were specially designed for the cloud. And of course, data centers. So where servers sit with enterprise applications. But like I said, all those three environments are sort of independent. And what we offer to our users is to first try to simplify this situation, to simplify those environments. Talking about Windows-based devices, what we offer and what we suggest is to decouple the operating system, applications, data, personal information, personal settings from the hardware. To decouple desktop as a service from desktop as a hardware and to run it completely independently. Talking about the cloud, we suggest to simplify the situation with having lots of applications which are available in the cloud, to simplify access to those applications in such a way that the users can have the application or apps catalog, again, available as a service. And by accessing this catalog, they can choose applications which are suitable for them. And finally, by the way, this applications apps catalog can have also access to applications which are running on individual computers and applications which are running in enterprise data centers or server rooms. And finally, we can take the data and do the same with the data. So create a catalog of all data available to the users, no matter where they sit, on computers, on servers, somewhere in the cloud, and again create some sort of data service which can be accessed by the users. How this can be accessed? Well, this is the next step, how to manage this environment, how to manage those services. To do that, you say, well, the easiest way is to have a universal broker for those services, which will enable users to log in there, where we can create certain policies, rights for the users, and the users, based on those rights, on those policies, will be able to access their desktops, their apps, their data. And they will be able to do it from practically any device. So this is the idea, and talking about those devices and access to those desktops, to those applications, we want all users to have exactly the same experience. Doesn't matter what kind of device this will be, whether this will be a PC or laptop or a tablet or a smartphone. Exactly the same look, exactly the same portal where the user can log into, can see his desktops, which he can use, can see all applications which he can have access to. So I was talking about this spiral in which IT is trapped, and what we propose to our users, to our customers, is how to break this spiral. And we see 3 steps of doing it. The first step is to improve what we have at the moment in our IT related to, of course, to this end-user computing environment, to simplify it, then to start introducing the cloud and embracing the cloud, and finally to fully move to the cloud. And let me just say a few words about each of those steps. So the first step, like I say, is to improve what we have to simplify the situation. And to do that, we are offering two products. We are offering View, which is a solution which enables desktop virtualization. By the way, 2 weeks ago, we announced that a new version of View will be introduced shortly, and indeed today, a new and general availability of this new version, View 5.1, was announced. So View 5.1 is available starting today. And the second solution, which can be part of View, but which can run completely independent, is ThinUp. So once again, what do those solutions do? I said that the first simplification which can be done in relation to PCs is to decouple the desktop. So operating system, applications, data, user profiles as one service, to decouple it from the hardware and run it independently on somewhere on virtualization platform. And then have access to it via the broker. And this broker in this case is called VMware View Manager, and it gives users access from their devices equipped with View client to their desktop running somewhere in the cloud, actually. And there is also, so just a very high level, 30,000 feet view of how View looks like. So there is this the central broker, View Manager. Users from their access devices equipped with clients can have access to this broker, can log in, and then they will get access to either their virtualized desktops, which are running on our virtualization platform, vSphere, but there are much more features of View. I don't have time to do that in those 30 minutes, but this is just a topic probably for at least 2-hour presentation, technical presentation. But there is another feature. Those desktops not only can be kept as one virtual desktop running in a data center, but it can be done in a much more efficient way. And actually, each and every time when user would like to access his desktops, it can be composed from certain components, from the operating system, which is kept as one single image, to that applications, virtualized applications can be added, user data can be added, user profile can be added, all this can be assembled, and such a virtual desktop can be delivered to the user, I would say, on the fly. And when user does not need it anymore, it will be removed, only user data will be kept. I mentioned here those virtualized applications, and here is where the second of those products come in view, and this is ThinUp. And ThinUp basically does the same thing as View does in relation to the desktop. So View was decoupling desktop service from desktop hardware, and what ThinUp is doing, ThinUp is decoupling the application from the underlying Windows version. So the application can be sort of taken away from the operating system, packed into its own sandbox, and then run as an application completely independent from the Windows version on which it's running, on which it is running. Where it can be used and what are major advantages of that? Well, one thing is this application, what we can do with it with Vue, with composing the virtual machine for the user, taking image of the operating system and then adding to it, attaching to it virtualized applications. But there are many more applications of that, and one of that is the situation when we have applications which were developed for older version of Windows, which are not running anymore on new version of Windows. Let's say if there was an application which was developed for Windows NT, and this is not an uncommon situation actually. When somebody would like to install it on Windows 7, it won't be possible in many cases. But users would like to use this application. With ThinUp, they can do it because they can virtualize the application and then run this virtualized application on a new operating system, or running in parallel different versions of the same application, like Internet Explorer. In many cases, many business applications up to now require Internet Explorer 6 to work correctly with this business application. Users would like to have a newer one. Well, again, with ThinUp, this is possible. Okay, so what very briefly, because I'm running out of time. What very briefly this Vue and this ThinUp give to IT, to users, and generally to business? Well, for IT, reduction of desk-side support by 94%. Reduction of deployment. Reduction of configuration, again, of the order of 60%. For the user, users can use device of their choice. This is what they are asking for, any access device. They have much lower downtime. They can have secure and flexible access to their application at any time from every point. They have their familiar desktop experience on the device on which typically Windows would not run, I don't know, Windows running on iPad, for instance. With Vue, this is possible. And of course, for Windows, for business, it's reduction of total cost of ownership. It's reduction of IT costs. Okay, so that was this first step. The second step is embracing the cloud, moving to the cloud, and there is another product, which we've been talking about already since last VMware conference, which we announced already 2 weeks ago. And this product gives access for the users to applications collected into one catalog, available to the user, again by the broker, and this broker is called Horizon, from any device which they may want to use. So the users log in to the portal, to this Horizon portal, and they can see all applications which are available to them. How does this work? Well, there is this Horizon Manager where all entitlements and policies for users are defined. Users get access to those applications by the portal. This is their workspace. There are agents for practically majority of the operating systems which are being used on all kinds of devices nowadays. Then administrator who is administering this Horizon Manager can set rules for each and every user, enabling users to access their applications. He can see all everything what is happening there, what users are doing. He has all kind of reporting. He can add as many applications as he needs, and also this tool, this solution can be integrated with other workflow business solutions which may be used within the company. The Horizon is also available for mobile devices. So on those mobile devices, on those smartphones, at one hand, users can have their own personal applications. They can use it for their own personal needs, but at the same time, IT can install their enterprise applications, give them access to enterprise applications. This is fully managed by IT and is working in a complete separation, in a complete isolation from the private part of the smartphone. So enterprise part of it available as well. And very quickly, I just want to show you this last message here, last bullet. Up to now, Horizon was available in the US as a hosted service, and now in this half a year, we are introducing Horizon to EMEA, to Europe, as a license on-premise product. So the Horizon Manager is not hosted outside of the company, but is hosted within the data center and fully protected. So there are no questions, no issues related to security or to compliance in our part of the world. Well, and finally, the last thing is what is the next? Moving next steps, what will be added to Horizon, and there are two projects. One project is called UpBlast, and this will be the extension of Horizon, and this will allow to run native Windows applications on non-Windows devices. So applications, and this will not require any client, nothing. This will be done purely on HTML5 and on any of those devices equipped with a browser supporting HTML5. From this device, via the Horizon, users will be able to run Windows applications on non-Windows devices. And there is also a second project, pretty much similar, generally as an idea, like access to device. We would like, or users would like to have access to their data collected as a data service, and this will be another extension to Horizon. This is called Project Octopus, and again, via the Horizon broker, users will be able to access from the portal the catalog of all the data, which will be sitting in my documents on a computer, somewhere in the cloud, somewhere on the servers. This will be like enterprise version of a Dropbox. And another extension of the Horizon will be access to social applications, which we also have in our offer and which we offer to our customers. And this is Socialcast, so a typical application which enables user to share their information. It's like, I would say, corporate Facebook. SlideRocket, which is an application to keep in cloud environment presentations, and instead of carrying, I don't know, again, laptop with Windows, PowerPoint, and running the presentation can be run from the cloud in exactly the same way. Another solution which is called Zimbra, which is mail and group work solutions. So so solutions, a product, I would say, competitive to Outlook, competitive to Lotus Notes, and all that. So View, ThinUp, Project Horizon with Atlas and Octopus and all those social applications create a platform which, in our opinion, can help our users to survive, to move forward in this journey from typical PC world to post-PC era. And as my time is out, just let me finish with a very marketing slide. So this situation, in our opinion, will lead to, on one hand, delighted users because they will have exactly what they are looking for. So access to their applications, to the data from any device at any time, and at the same time, IT will be satisfied because they will have those applications and the data under full control. So with that, I would like to thank you very much for your attention. Thanks again.